Alright, welcome back to our show. Hindi ko na papatagalin, no? Tatawagin ko na ang ating bisita ngayong hapon na ito. Ang pangalan po niya, si Sir Lafayette Alvarez Lim, President of the New City Commercial Corporation, the biggest consumer retail chain in Davao with over 40 stores. Welcome po, sir, sa aming show.
Good evening to everyone. Hi, sir.
Salamat po sa pagpapa-unlock sa amin, no? Despite na kinilabutan ako talaga doon sa nakita kong video na wow, ikaw pala ang may pinakamalaking no? Talagang wow, I'm so blessed at sinuportahan mo po ang aming advocacy na kahit nung niyaya pa lang kita, sir, talagang wala pa akong maipakita sa iyo, wala pa akong maibigay na description, wala pa. Salamat po sa pagpapa-unlock sa amin sa advocacy at ito na po yung pangalawang episode, kaya ang puso ko, pasensya na po mga viewers, medyo natutuwa, nanginginig na hindi ako makapaniwala ganyan ka pala kalaki, Sir Lafayette. Pero napaka-humble niya, napaka-ano niya, and then very supportive. Sir, may tanong lang muna po ako, no? Alam naman po natin ang objective ng ating advocacy is for you to share your story in our channel, no? In the form of sharing your how did you do it, sir? Sino ba itong si Sir Lafayette? Maari siguro kilala po kayo sa inyong sa inyong Davao, pero gusto ko po kayo ipakilala sa aming taga-subaybay ngayon at ano po ba talaga inyong istorya? Pwede po pakikwento.
Well, as you can see dun sa video, matagal na ang kumpanya namin since 1952. So it started with my grandfather as a textile store, and then in 1978, we opened the first New City Commercial Center, which is the supermarket and department store. Fast forward to many years after, in 2015, that's actually the time when I became the president of NCCC. But before that, there's already a long story that happened. That the success of NCCC has already started many years ago.
Wow. Super successful talaga, no? Sabihin mo, no, parang kausap kong SM ng Davao, no? Si Sir Lafayette, kaya medyo pasensya na. Talagang natutuwa lang ako, brother, na galak na parang gusto kong maiyak dahil kasi isang gaya mo ay gustong ngayon magkwento dito sa ating show, no? Kasi alam mo, sir, marami po talaga ngayong nahihirapan sa buhay. Ako po isa sa mga nagko-coach sa negosyo, sa pag-ikot-ikot ko, talagang marami pong dapa kasi ngayon. Sabi ko, in my own little way, ano pwede kong magawa. Kaya itong show na to, nung diniscuss ko po sa inyo, kumbaga, kayo yung mga nandiyan sa market leader, papansinin kaya ako ng mga market leaders, simple lang, sir, pwede niyo ba kami tulungan? Kasi para po sa akin, sir, masarap kwentuhan ngayon ang mga nawawalan ng lakas ng loob, bagsak ang business. Alam niyo po yan, ang dami. Kaya buti na lang po may nag-support dito sa advocacy ko at pinagkalooban din po ako ng ganitong programa. Kaya galak ako, tapos hindi ko rin alam kung may papansin sa akin. Pero salamat po sa support, sir. Hindi ko po kayo makakalimutan. Anyway, sir, nakwento niyo po sa gusto ko munang tanungin, sir, kung yung mga ikaw as Lafayette, wag mo na yung business. Pwede mo bang ikwento yung buhay mo, sir, sa amin? Kasi for sure, ano yung mga naging challenges mo? Paano lumabas yung Lafayette Alvarez Lim na president na nasa harap sa amin ngayon?
Well, let's see. I took up my college education sa De La Salle University ng 1990. I graduated in 1994, BS Computer Science, major Information Technology. After ako nag-graduate, I actually wanted to take a 1 or 2 month break. But then less than a month after my graduation, my father brought me to this office of his friend, and then right there and then nagkaroon ako ng trabaho. And actually, that was actually as far away in Pampanga kasi Duty Free Philippines was opening their first Duty Free Philippines doon sa Clarkfield, Pampanga. It was gonna open in December, and I was already with them October. So I spent most of the 2 months in Pampanga in a rented house, and then setting up the POS machines and everything that needs to be done to set up the system for a supermarket. And then yun, nag-open man ng December. And I remember it was really very difficult kasi in the house where we stayed, the staff house, there was it was only us, so we had to wash our own clothes. Buti na lang some of my companions can cook, so meron kami makain. And then when the store opened, sa akin iniwan yung susi. So as early morning, I have to open the store, and then when the operations are ongoing, and then at the end, when everybody leaves, they would lock me inside because I have to stay inside to print the reports and do all of this stuff. And then when I'm done, I will have to call them to open the gate so I could leave, I could go out. So that happened for the first few months of my work done sa Duty Free Philippines sa Clarkfield, Pampanga. And then it was quite an experience. Actually, in the start, I felt it was so difficult. But then that experience gave me a lot of insight about how it is to work for somebody, and how it is to work for to work talaga, kasi iba kasi kung if you start working as the boss right away, di ba? So that was my life. I early morning on Saturday nights I go back to our house in Manila, and then on early morning on Mondays I go back to Pampanga. And that was the first year that I didn't go home for Christmas kasi siyempre I could not go home to Davao because I had to be there for the Christmas season kasi that's the busiest season for a duty free shop. Then, well, after that, ano pa ba? Well, fast forward, I got another job from a US company in somewhere. I will be assigned somewhere in Manila na kasi my family thought that that work was difficult for me. I remember when my father and one of my brothers went to visit me, they must have looked worried because I was pale. It was really a difficult life there. So I had to find another job, and then fast forward again in 1996, I started working for a company already, doing the computers because that's what I do best. I spent about a year in the Manila office setting up a new system, and then bring the system to Davao, and there set up the MIS a team to really continue the development of our computer systems. And let's see. How
Wow.
should I continue?
Wow, sir. Hanggang ngayon, overwhelmed pa rin ako dahil sa biro mo, sa isang gaya mo na market leader ka, yung feeling na pinaunlakan mo ako, ngayon, talagang yung puso ko gumaganon talaga hanggang ngayon, sir, dahil na na-meet lang kita sa isang sa isang event, no, lalo na nung ina-awardan ka as a marketing excellence mo, no, sa may Okada. Pero personally hindi kita kilala. Alam ko nagka-award ka, alam ko ito yung mo, pero the way nung kinuwento mo, lalong tumaas ang aking talagang balahibo na buti sinusuportahan niyo po kami. Pero sir, bilang trainer kasi, alam ko na bago ka maging ganyan ngayon sa'yo, for sure may bumangga sa'yo. May mga challenges na bumato sa'yo, na nag-develop, na naalpasan mo, na nag-develop ng mindset mo. Ngayon, kung ano yung mindset mo ngayon. Kumbaga, ayun yung tinatawag ko ng the new you, no? Lafayette Alvarez Rim, no? President. Ano pwede bang i-share mo sa amin, sa mga nakikinig ngayon, ano yung mga naging ups and downs mo na talagang nagpatibay ng mindset mo kung ano ngayon ang Mr. Lafayette na nasa harapan namin ngayon?
Wow, let's see. Well, when I was 7, I had an accident, and years after, I had a toll on my health. I had difficulty walking. So I'm really a PWD since I was about 8 years old. And then growing up, it was difficult, of course. But then there are many. Growing up, I grew up already exposed to the company. Frequently go to my with my mom to their office, and then sometimes during summer I work at the supermarket. I remember packing bags, the groceries, and helping make shake, make waffles, and many other little jobs that I tried to do in the company. When I was in college, I remember it was 1991. Was it 1991? 1991 when there was the first mall in Davao was opened, the biggest store. It was Victoria Plaza. And of course, I was still in Manila, but I heard about the worry that our company had that, oh no, it would affect our business. But we have already established ourselves as a supermarket of choice, even as early as then. So if you talk about the real difficulties, well, in 1997 when my dad died, that was actually the biggest challenge probably in my young life that time because my dad was a superman. The things he did, he accomplished were so unbelievable that uh, especially when he was gone, we realized that even me, my brothers and sisters, and the rest of the family cannot replicate or cannot keep up with what he has done. So we really had a hard time. Parang we had to learn everything from scratch, but we eventually learned and managed to continue the good job that he has started with his dad, my grandfather.
Thank you, no? Pero, sir,
Okay lang mo
kumbaga,
mag-English ako.
kahit Tagalog tayo, sir, para mas
Tagalog,
kumbaga,
okay.
uh, ano yung talagang nagpaiyak sa'yo ng gusto na halos parang ayaw mo nang lumabas, na yun yung naging life-changing moment mo, na nag-transform talaga yung mindset mo na talagang eto na ikaw. Kasi naniniwala ako hindi, parang ako rin, bago ako dumating na ito na yung Roma na nakaharap sa iyo ngayon, at ayan na yung Lafayette na magkasama tayo ngayon, na pareho tayong ang taas ng ating blood pressure dahil kasi di tayo makapaniwala na magkasama tayo ngayon, magkaiba tayo ng mundo, nandun ka sa pero nagkaroon tayo ng crossover episode at ini-interview ka ngayon sa isang show na ang tatawag ay market leader na alam kong hindi mo mararating yan kung walang bumangga sa iyo na talagang napaiyak ka.
Well, sa totoo lang, wala naman sigurong nangyaring ganun sa sitwasyon ko. Ang talagang nakapaiyak lang talaga sa akin is yung sinabi ko nga kanina, yung namatay ang papa ko. And then, ang realization ko noon is, kasi during that time, I was still in the computer, doing the computers na for our company. And then, I really work hard. And sometimes nga hanggang gabi, I would still work. And kasi I was so passionate about it. But when my dad died, he was 51. I was just in my 20s. Na-realize ko nga na life cannot be only just about work. And actually, I to be honest, that year, I started being less passionate about my work. Parang nawala yung gana kong mag-work. Kasi I felt bad about what happened to my father. I mean, he worked so hard, and then he got sick and he passed away. He barely was able to experience to enjoy that yung success na nangyari sa business because of his hard work. Moving forward, fast forward again, I have my sister who also passed away, and then it's really death that is the heaviest tragedy that could probably go happen in your life. And when every time a death happens in our family, I keep reminding myself na there has to be more than just work. the work has to have purpose, it has to have meaning, and you have to be working for something more than just the money involved, but it has to touch the people that uh, touch everyone that the business encounters, whether it's the suppliers, whether it's the customers or the community, but most especially the employees. The good thing about our company is from the very beginning, if you heard about the values stated in the video, these values are really very strong even from the very beginning. Values of fun. I remember even yung time na Spectral store pa in the 50s, 60s, they would go to the beach, they would do all this stuff together with my father and my grandfather. So it's really there, the hard work, the excellence, the integrity, and most especially the humility. My grandfather, even my father, was known for their humility, and if you don't know them, you will barely know. Hindi mo malalaman na these are the successful owners of NCCC.
Wow. Alam mo, sir, nararamdaman kita eh. Kasi ako rin, grade 2 pa lang ako, nawala yung idol ko, yung daddy ko. No, sa sobrang ang hirap lumaki nang wala kang tatay eh, no? Para bang naghahanap ako lagi ng parang lalo na pag sa mga schools, event, may andyan yung daddy ng mga kaklase mo, and then ayun, lalo na pag nawala yung breadwinner mo sa inyo, dami yung pinagdaanan, no? Laking nakawalan sa buhay mo. Kaya naunawaan kita, sir, naging yung loss na nangyari sa atin, no? And then lalo na yung mga alaala pag ako dun sa isang restaurant dyan sa Monumento, madalas doon kami kumakain, daddy ko. Napapayak na lang ako na sabi ko, ang nasa isip ko na lang, parang ikaw, sir. Hindi man lang ako makatulong sa pagpapaganda ng pangalan ng daddy ko, na apelyido ng daddy ko. Wag ko na lang sana kung makagawa ng mali. Baga, pinreserve ko rin yung name niya. No? Sabi ko, iningatan ko rin yung naalala kong value sa kanya. Basta ang payo niya lang lagi sa akin, maging maayos kang kausap. And then, parang kayo, humility, at saka yung pagiging yung pagkakilala, no, sa lolo mo, sa tatay mo. Para bang yun na lang yung natin, sir, na parang itayo ko man lang na ginawa mo parang sa iyo, kaya relate ako, kaya ang init ngayon dito sa show na to. Pero baka mag-iya muna tayo, sir. Iyan muna natin, patalastas muna po tayo, no? And then balik po kami uli. Medyo baka mailuha lang muna dito sa backstage para makapagtuloy kami yung kwentuhan. Sige po, patalastas muna po tayo.
The new channel.